Hello. I see I have Victor online. We are going to get started in just a couple of minutes. Hi, Sean. We're going to get started in just a couple minutes. Just going to give some others a chance to get online. Okay, just a couple more minutes, guys. Okay, we'll give it one more minute and then we'll get started. All right, I think we're gonna get started. So thank you for joining me today. I'm really excited to take you through all things velocity. We're gonna start off kind of at a beginner level, so help you guys get into things and also mention some things along the way that maybe are new or you weren't aware of. Please feel free to ask questions as I go along. I'm happy to answer them. The session is being recorded, so just in case you're uncomfortable with that, please type to me privately in the chat and I can stop the recording. It's just being recorded for those that missed it. All right, so I'm starting on Newton.ca. Hopefully you can all see my company homepage. This is where I go to log into Velocity, but before I do that, I want to show you this Learn tab up here. So if I click on this guy, this takes me to our training page. So I want to make sure you're aware that this training material exists. And this is a really great way to do some self-guided training, starting off with the getting started level and working your way up to advanced. If you follow each of these topics through, it should take about 1 to 3 minutes to watch the videos. So each of them has their own video and own designated topic. And I know a lot of people that learn the system inside and out just from going through this self-guided training page. Okay, so clicking to log in, I'm going to jump to my Velocity screen. this is my home screen. So the first thing I see when I log in is this. I can see today's date on the calendar, shows me things that need to be done today. This syncs as well with my Google Calendar if I want it to. And if I click down here, I have a full screen version of my calendar, which is always nice to see. I'm not going to show you that because you'll probably know what a calendar looks like by now. So I'm just going to skip past that. But just to note that CRM wise, we do have this My Day daily task manager available. If I click on this My Day here, then it will show up with phone calls, text messages, and as well emails that need to be sent. So if I set up my workflows properly, it'll pop up to remind me, for example, forgive the mass amounts that I have in here. This is a test account, but it will pop up to remind me to send a happy moving day note to my clients. So I've just gone in and set up my workflows, and then every time that that workflow is hit, it's going to, sorry, my puppy is just scattling around. She's got something she's probably not supposed to have, like usual. You know how puppies are. It's gonna pop up to say, hello client, with my messaging that I want to send to them. And I can, of course, customize that messaging. I can come under my actions and edit and change the messaging to make it even more personal, like, lucky you got a sunny day today, nothing like moving in the rain. Something, you know, anything to make it custom and personal, the better. And these are text messages that I'm actually able to send just by clicking here in the system. So I've set up my Twilio, something you can do on your settings page, in order to be able to text automatically directly through the system. Okay, and the responses to those texts, as well as the texts that I send, will be tracked in my communication history section of my deal, as well as on my contact page. Emails too is another option here. So choosing what emails I want to send that were set up in my workflows, for example, last check-in before closing or a Google review ask. I can come and see what custom message I didn't put here, and of course go and edit it and choose to send it. The email option is great because also when you, every time that you set up, order anything online, you're kind of added to a mass mailing list that you're going to be stuck on forever, and you're going to receive a ton of mail from them. So this is a good option because it looks more personal and less templated, in my opinion, and it allows you to add in that custom message, like, you know, how is your mom feeling, or how are the kids doing back at school, or anything like that, just to make it really personal and less templated. Okay. I'm just gonna take 1 second break to get whatever it is my puppy is chewing on. Excuse. Sorry about that. If you had a puppy, you'll know the pain points of it. She had gotten a hold of something round and plastic she's not supposed to have. Okay, back to it. So My Day, just to kind of diverge for a second and show you what our active CRM, part of what it does. So back on the home page, deals overview. This gives me a screenshot of basically what I have going on in my business at any one point in time, starting with leads, going around to pre-approvals and funded. Leads are people who aren't clients yet. Maybe you meet someone out and they're shopping and you have their contact info. You can actually come and add them under lead here. And the system can start setting up CRM, like drip marketing pieces, or have your active My Day go off to remind you to call them or send them a text message, or however you might want to work with those leads. Okay, this is just the jumping off point for the full dashboard, which is over here. And this gives you a breakdown of everything you have going on in your business. So starting with leads, going over, showing you all of your waiting to close and funded. Now these will move over on their own just as you work the application, okay? And I can also go and click view all to see any inactive ones like my closed or complete. I can do kind of a general search here. So I can just change the status to search for what I want. You can also, under reports over here, of course, extract reports of contacts, deals, leads, maturity dates, things like that. All right, back on my homepage. CRM overview just gives you, it'll look like a pie chart. Mine's not set up because this is a test account, but it'll look like a pie chart of your upcoming opportunities to reach out to clients over the next 30 days. So make show 2 green squares for indicating that you have some birthdays coming up. And it's just kind of a reminder, maybe you want to go and set up your CRM. All right, deal search here, we recently introduced an advanced search. So when I do my search, it's going to pop up with deals, contacts, and leads. So I can pick which one to go into, or let's say I don't remember that client's name. It's been a while, but I want to see where they're at in their life right now. But I do remember where they work. I can go and search contact and look for their company. So you have all these different search filters now that allow you to search. So different parameters that you can use to find what it is you're looking for. Help section up here. So this is our customer care team. They are out of Toronto. They work 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. Toronto hours. So if you're on the West Coast, they shut down at about 5 p.m. our time. Send them an email, give them a call. They're really, really great at helping you get those submission errors or any technical issues that you're having. They're your go-to. Okay, this little check mark guide is just kind of another point like our My Day. So a little to-do list going off, telling me things that need to be done, to be sent. And when I check them off, they'll go away. This ribbon shows me my new application. So anything that was received online or through the client experience will pop up in here. Speaking of online application, let's jump into that. So what does the online application look like? I'm going to go to my Me profile, and this is where I'll find my client-facing customization. So I have my online application. I have my own application that's tied to this deal, and it is, my link lives right here. So this link is what you use to send to clients to get them to fill out your application. Okay, so I'll just go into that link. I do recommend you pop in and send a test one in for yourself. It's basically, it's very intuitive. It asks them, what are you looking for? Are you looking for to buy, refinance, or renew? Depending on what they answer, it'll take them to the next question. Have you found the property or not? No, I'm still looking. And then go through to just input the various details. So I won't get into detail because you can go and put it in for yourself, but just know that they can input a referral source. They've got a notes section. Summary breaks down everything, so they can do a last minute overview check and submit. We'll have the credit consent and the CRM opt-in that they can check off. And when they do check that off, they'll receive an email, as well as you'll get an email in the deal tracking that they did opt in. This text you can also customize in an admin account for your office. Okay, so that's the link to access your application. You can also pick the theme up here, change the logo, client experience. So how does client experience differ from the online application, which we refer to as client journey? The client experience is the online application, but it also has a document portal tied into it. Okay, so you can collect the documents at the same time as the application. This is where you customize it so that it's templated. But let me just show you how to send out a request for that, because it's a bit different than just sending them your link and saying, hey, fill in my online application. Instead, you need to come over to here, add and client experience, and that's a personalized one you're going to send. So send to your client. Send to their email address. And this is already pre-scripted, as I showed you from my profile. I can change the template however I want. I've got my consent form automatically attached, as well as these are kind of my default conditions that pop up every time. After that first conversation with the client, you'll know what they're looking for. So you can go in and let's say I know they're self-employed, sorry, they're salaried. I would go in and ask for letter of employment, or I know they're getting a gift letter, ask for a gift letter, and then just go ahead and fill it out till you're happy with it and you're ready to request. So for example, gift letter from mom and dad, signed, please. Okay, and adding notes, just make sure that you're going to get the correct document up front as opposed to having to go back and forth. So when you send that, it just goes through in an email request to them, which will direct them right to the client journey here, the online application, and then straight from there, it'll take them to a portal to upload the documents. Very, very handy piece there. Okay, but what if I wanted to input the application myself? Maybe I've got the client on the phone. All I have to do is come over to add application, input my client's name. If the system already recognizes them, then it'll pop up to say, hey, is this that same person? If yes, merge and you won't have to redo that info. Closing date, I have to pick something right now, but I can click to change very easily. And lender and mortgage will just leave for now and hit save. And that will launch me right into a new application. If they send in the application online, it will come in the same way. It'll look the same, whether I put it myself or they sent it online. Okay, so this is launching me straight into the application. You can see this looks quite different from Expert than what you're used to. We have two different screen views, so you have a choice of how you want to view your application. In here is our modern view, so kind of our take on things. GDS, TDS are always broken down for you by just clicking this little arrow. I can go and see everything that went into that calculation. They'll go yellow in a warning zone and red when they're too high. That's just a warning. That's not a hard stop at all. And then also at the top here, you have your status, agent assigned. So assigned is someone I can actually ask someone else to, in my office, to work on the file without listing them as the agent. And agent obviously would be myself. Then as well, you do of course have submission agent on the file too, which is picked in the mortgage request section. What's the difference in the screen views? Besides that, you can customize the order that these categories are falling in. You can set if you want them to be automatically open or closed, because obviously this close makes for much quicker and easier navigation. I'm going to click to switch over to the classic view to show you what that looks like. Long-term Expert users will absolutely love this. It's kind of their go-to because they do, struggle with change. So they find that this is helpful in helping them adapt to a new system. So the screen looks a lot like Expert. It works a lot like Expert. It's just that you're in Velocity. So you don't have to worry about that 30-minute countdown clock in the top. You don't have that as well. Everything auto saves for you. So you don't have to worry about hitting save or exiting out of anything. Okay, so I'll just go through quickly in Classic View to show you around. Basically starts with borrowers, goes down to asking employment information. It's pretty standard mortgage application. Any additional income like pension that they have. Liabilities, assets, properties go in here. So assets, I'm just clicking to the green button to add an asset, and then I can input the type. I can put the value and attribute some to down payment. Credit bureaus are pulled from here. So just click to get credit bureau. choose Equifax or TransUnion. If you're not signed up with TransUnion, you'll definitely want to be. We have them on for free till the end of the year. So just let me know and I can point your office in the right direction. That does need to be signed up on an office wide level. Okay, choose authorization information and request bureau, and that's what will pull the bureau and put it straight in this credit bureau section. Liabilities here, just click to add. They'll copy down from the bureau. You can click to override if need be, if you want to override the payments. Okay, and then property section here. So this is properties they already own. So inputting the property information, create down payment if necessary. If there's a mortgage on it, then click to add mortgage and input the mortgage information here. If it's a refinance, I will go ahead and click copy to subject property, which will automatically copy it down to my next section here. This section is pretty cool. It has an address lookup. So if I start typing in an address, it will automatically search that out for me and fill in the fields. Something new we introduced is the validate. So you can hit validate to get an Opta validation report. It will come back. It takes a couple minutes, but it will come back with a report basically validating the property details. And so it just takes a couple minutes. It'll show up here once it comes back. Oops, where am I? Okay, so just letting it load. The screen just needs a second to think before it generates my report. Okay, here we go. And there we go. So it says it's validated. I've got the ability to view or download, view the report, and it will show me basically the property details, as well as image and the map, Google Map image as well. Okay, so important details like square footage and stuff are pulled in. And those will be pre-filled here in this section. So I don't have to go and type those in. All the green ones have been pre-filled by my validation report. So only thing left to do here then would be to input the taxes, condo fees, heat, hydro, all that. This stuff over here doesn't need to be done. It's up to you, except obviously the purchase price, but hydro and insurance and stuff can wait. Rental income. So if you put the status as a rental, then it will ask you rental information. Okay, which brings me to our mortgage request. So this is where we input the mortgage information. Where are these down payment sources coming from? This is coming from my asset section above, and any amount I allocated to down payment will show here. Okay, but you see, I can't make changes. What if I wanted to say exit out of one of these? It defaults to be overridden. So right now, I've got my down payment as 70% of 700,000. But let's say I want to change that to 20%. I can just change that and it will calculate and adjust everything. Or what if they had 100,000? What percentage is that? Just do the opposite and type the amount here and see it calculate. If I want to make changes here and use this section instead, because here it only allows me to select one down payment source. But if I need to break it up, I can just unoverride this. So deselect it. And then now all of a sudden up here, I can make changes and say, well, they only have 300,000. The personal cash, they don't want to use anymore. All right, and you can make changes here. And now this section down here is blanked out. So it's gone gray and it's no longer accessible unless I choose to override again. Okay, in this case, it's a pre-approval I'm doing for a purchase. Closing date I've got here, I can change, as I said. Purpose, Could be purchased there. Improvements. So if there's any improvements going to be made, like renovations, things like that, I could input the amount here. Property value. So all the basic standard mortgage information applies. And then I go into my mortgage request to pick my lender. When I pick a lender, it'll tell me if they accept Equifax or TransUnion. In this case, Scotiabank accepts TransUnion. Choose your mortgage type, interest adjustment, loan payment, all that stuff, maturity date. Make sure you fill out, input the interest and make sure it's correct. Discounts, rate types, term, and then make sure to hit calculate when you are ready to see the monthly amount calculated. Stress test qualifying details go in here, and again, click calculate. Now the lender submission section. So this is where I input my lender notes, make sure to put contact information and my product, etc. Choose my submission agent and hit to submit to lender. And that's pretty much it. That's going through the application, that's submitting. They say the first 5 applications can kind of be a little bit more timely because you have to, it's something new. It's not a new deal screen, but it's a new system. So it might just be a little bit of where is this, where is that? But after 5 applications, it becomes like second nature, and then you'll start to see all the time-saving reasons why you're making the transition. If you have imported deals from Expert, you will find them here on your historical deals page down on the left. Okay, so you can see I've got these brought over from Expert. Go check it out, check your historical deals. If you don't have anything in here and you are part of DLC, MCC, or MA, let our customer care know up here. Just send them an email and they will put in a ticket to transfer your data from Expert for you. Okay, if I wanted though, I don't have to come here to find my imported deals. I could instead just search at the top and see, I wonder if John Honey's deal made it over from Expert. And in this case, yes, I've got all 3 of the last files I've done with him. All right, if I wanted to then, let's say John Lennon, he's come back, he wants to refinance now. I want to open this old Expert imported deal. I'll just need to duplicate it before I send it in, before I submit or pull credit, because I need to get a new deal number, as this one is the one from Expert. So you'll just need to go to the top right actions and hit duplicate to make a velocity deal number, and then you will be able to submit or pull credit on the next one. Okay, well, thank you guys for joining me today. I am going to stop there. I'll leave it open for questions. If you're wanting to see the next steps, go to our newton.ca. Again, the Learn tab here, or menu over here, and go to the 20-minute training. And the getting started, these are the things we covered today. You can watch the pre-recorded ones or register. And in the intermediate, this would be the next step. So when you're ready, please come and register for these or watch the recorded sessions. All right, I will hang on the line for a couple of minutes just in case you have questions. But other than that, thank you so much for joining.